JF Stretford, Paddock, and let's get straight to it. It's the return of Gaz Drinkwater. Gaz is in the house. Big round of applause for Gaz.
Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much.
It's been. We just spoke right outside the studio. We bumped into each other. We didn't bump into each other. Obviously, we were meeting, and we realised it's the first time we've actually seen each other for about 2 years.
Weird, isn't it?
Because we speak all the time, and I'm often coming on your radio show and we do text and stuff, but we've actually not seen each other for years.
It's actually weird being in the flesh together. I'm thinking I'm doing a Zoom right now.
I know, it's weird. You're looking well, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much, mate.
How's everything all right?
Yeah. You've not aged a day, as I don't think you've aged a day in the last 20 years, to be honest, pal.
See, this is why we like Gaz.
No,
honesty.
I mean, 20 years ago, he still looked 45, but it still looks like that now.
As those who've known me and Gaz, if you're expecting insightful tactical analysis of the Everton game,
place to be.
Yeah,
right here.
We really know our stuff when it comes to this one, don't we, Gaz?
Yes. So anyways, mate, you had to remind me we were playing a second ago. I've just been told. Is it Old Trafford? Yeah. Is it? I didn't even know.
And contrary to certain publications, it's not a league game. It's actually a friendly.
Not a league game, no.
Because, certain Manchester-based publications seem to have this down as a league fixture, but it's not. It's a friendly.
No.
So don't worry, we're not going to get any points or lose any points if we don't win this game. We'll look at the game. Why not? Let's talk about it now.
Right.
Yeah. One player who may or may not start is Jesse Lingard.
Right.
Now, at the time of recording, and I have to say this because things change so quickly in the world of Manchester United, as you know better than anyone. It looks like he's going to stay. Obviously, I had a fantastic time at West Ham last season, 9 goals, I think, and I've got the graphic there, is it? 9 goals, 5 assists in 16 appearances. One of the most productive players in the league. Maybe a little bit unlucky that he didn't go to the Euros for Gareth Southgate's England team. What have you made of Lingard? Because you've sort of covered him on Full-Time Devils, as we previously were, and on the stuff you do on radio as well, almost throughout his entire career.
Talking Ball, 6 p.m. weekdays, BBC Radio Manchester.
Check it out.
Nice one.
I know, so yeah, and as a fan, obviously, it looked like he was going to go. Now it looks like he's going to stay. Are you happy with that?
Does it look like he's going to stay?
I don't know. Should we say it's 50-50?
I think it is 50-50.
I think it's 50-50.
The problem is with Lingard, isn't it? Is the reason that he performed so well last season is because he had a big smile on his face when he was playing. It's just a confidence player, isn't he?
Yeah.
And it's like, is he going to have that confidence being at United next season? Don't think so, because he's not going to be week in, week out the man, is he?
I get what you're saying there, because when it was like being debated earlier on in the summer, should he go, should he stay? I thought he should go because of what you've just said. He looked like he was happy. We know he'd had a few mental health issues. He's spoken about that, very open about it. And obviously at West Ham, he's got his mojo back. And I love Jesse Lingard.
I love him.
Yeah, and it's like, I want to see him happy. I want to see him playing well. But now I think part of the problem is, because he's done so well at West Ham, he doesn't want to go, maybe he doesn't, it sounds like he doesn't want to go back to a club that aren't going to be playing in the Champions League. Probably if he signs a long-term deal with him or a 3-year, 4-year deal with him, he might not even get Champions League during that time. Maybe he's holding out for a better move. But then you're limiting your options as well, because in the Premier League, who's going to come in for you, who's better than West Ham? Maybe you can argue like a Spurs or someone, but even that's...
I think that's a stretch.
Yeah. So there's not many options, is there?
No, there's not. I think West Ham was the best place for him to be.
Yeah.
I think he should have stayed there. You know what? If me as just a Man United fan here, I'd want to keep Lingard, keep him in the squad, put him in when you need him in certain games. Valuable player, works so hard for the team as well. But I want to put his happiness first. I just want to put the happiness of the guy first, and I want to see Lingard smashing it for someone else in the Premier League, because like you say, we know it's not going to be a team that's competing against us, really. Yeah. Even though some would say West Ham were competing against us for a period of last season.
Yes.
But like, just let him go to one of those lower clubs and absolutely smash it. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think it's one of those as well with Lingard. If he has a couple of games for us that aren't great, all those issues that he had before, it comes to the front again. There's pressure like no other at Manchester United.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, unless you're playing for like maybe a Barcelona or Real Madrid, it just doesn't compare, does it? Even if you're at a City for me or a Liverpool, I think with United it's so pressurised. There's so much attention. We're always the sort of the club that everyone talks about, and I think if you're not performing as well, it can be one of those clubs where there's nowhere to hide.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I think United fans as well, like us, we do tend to get a little bit overexcited, I think, sometimes, and that can be a positive or a negative. Lingard has one good game and he's Messi Lingard in one bad game, and it's get him to Barnsley. So it's you know what I mean. You can't. I do think that's all United fans are like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Football fans are like that in general, but especially United, we can do that, and I may or may not have used the Messi Lingard bad thing a few times. But to be fair, he scored in 2 cup finals, didn't he, Gaz?
You did, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't remember one of them.
Which one's the one you don't? Oh, is that
Absolutely
the one where you did the fan cams?
No, it was a semi-final.
That was that's my favourite.
Oh my God.
I've never seen a man celebrate the arrival of Andy Tate quite like Gaz Drinkwater did when he was 11 outside Wembley.
That was bad, that. There's a bit in it where I'm just there with Adam McCullough, and I'm just like, mate, I was just going, oi, 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 oi. And Adam was just like, what the fuck are you doing, mate? I didn't even know what I was doing.
Do you know what? Those are the days. Those are the days you live for as a Manchester United fan.
Glory days.
We'll move on to the Everton game. Now, me and Gaz did our predicted 11. We didn't really know he was going to be available. We had a conversation. It was like, is he even here? Is he even in the country? Is he even in training? I don't know. Let's just go with it.
Mate, I was surprised that Andy Pereira still plays for us. Honestly, when he put that goal in, the most surprising thing for me was that he was still here. It's like, wow, unbelievable.
I missed that goal as well. I was in the concourse when that goal went in.
What?
Do you know what the bad thing as well, Gaz, right? The terrible thing about this was I took my son, but my son watched it because my brother was there, so he took my son back upstairs. I was in the concourse chatting to people that I see every day.
Oh,
you know, like,
mate.
you know, it wasn't even like, oh, it was
Not
one
seen
of,
you in 18
yeah,
months.
it was like one of those things like, where are you sat? Oh, we're sat near there. So at our time, you just like catch up and have a you know, a chin wagging it over spills, and you miss Andreas Pereira's annual United goal.
Right, can we just like? I know you've probably already covered this on the channel loads already. Please that goal, but just speaking about that goal, right? Let's take away all the context of the game.
Right.
Take away that from the context of every goal ever scored at Old Trafford.
Okay.
Is it top 5 goals ever scored at Old Trafford? Just
if
pure
you're
aesthetic.
right, that's a good shout. If you're removing the context,
yes.
Let me think now. My favourite United goals
at Old Trafford.
At Old Trafford, right? I'm going to put. There's a couple by Rooney. There's the overhead kick in the derby.
Van Persie's volley's got.
Van Persie's volley. You're right. The Newcastle game, Rooney's volley. See, if you're removing context and just aesthetics, then I'm going to take away Steve Bruce's headers. Because that's the context. Yeah. They're not the greatest goals I've seen.
Ronaldo's free kick against Portsmouth.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Rooney did a chip against Portsmouth as well, which I always rate.
I mean, there's an Eric free kick I think against Arsenal as well, which he sort of drove into the top corner, which is a. Do you know what? It's up there. It's up there. Get involved in the comments. Let us know, and don't say, "Oh, well, it didn't win us anything. It's a friendly."
I know.
He's just said, remove the context. Yeah. Just imagine. Right, it's the Champions League semi-final, right, against City, and that's the 93rd minute, and it's 0-0. It's the second leg, and it's been 0-0. Pereira does that. Is it the greatest goal ever? I think it is.
I can tell. What I love about that as well is that you went for semi-final instead of final, because the idea of playing a Champions League final against City is horrible. I'd love to have them in a semi, not in a final. No.
Could you watch it, the final?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know what I'd do. I'd have to think, go away.
Phone turned off.
Yeah.
North
and
Wales.
Then come back, find out the result. If we've won, celebrate. If we haven't, just forget about football.
I'd go somewhere where they've not invented Wi-Fi yet, like Rill.
I was going to say Yorkshire, but you went with Rill. Right.
Got Sun Centre still. It's nice though.
Is it still going the Rill Sun
so.
Centre? I'm in Anglesey next week. It's only down the road, isn't it?
Yeah,
check it out.
There.
Yeah. Right. Let's have a look at your predicted 11. Gaz has gone for David De Gea in goal. So I mean, pretty self-explanatory. Dean Henderson's got the COVID, I think. So yeah, you've gone
suffering from it as well, innit?
Yes.
I thought De Gea would be like gone this summer, but I don't think he will now.
No, do you think he's going to stay then?
I think he's going to have to.
You just said that.
He's going to have to.
You've gone with Diogo Dalot at left back, Eric Bailly and Victor Lindelof at centre back, and Axel Tuanzebe at right back. Dalot, do you think he's still got a future?
I don't get why not.
Right, okay.
I mean, I know that. I think that Ollie's made his mind upon him, and Ollie knows more about football than me. But you know, he played for Portugal in the summer. I know that he got in obviously as a replacement for Cancelo and all that. I don't think he was too. It was terrible. I think he's a good for me. Well, here's the thing: I massively rate Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, I do.
Wan-Bissaka's one of the best right backs I've seen at United. I think he's mint. And I think that a lot of people take a lot away from him because of how weird he looks. And let me explain that, right? Wan-Bissaka, how many goals and assists he gets? He got quite a few last season.
His record, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, I think he was like better than the likes of Kyle Walker and people like that, who people go, oh, he's a great attacking fullback. And you've got someone like Wan-Bissaka whose numbers, I think Trent leaves him in the shade, but he's like a winger anyway, isn't he? But in terms of an actual right back doing his job, going forward, he does his job going forward. It's just sometimes there's room for improvement.
It's unorthodox, though. Yeah. I don't know. Like you'll get the ball on the right, and he looks like when he plays a crossing, he looks like not being like sexist there, but if you got like a missus who doesn't play football or has no interest in football, and you like pass the ball to her and watch her kick it, that's how she kicks it. Like just like toe bunging, balance all off, legs everywhere. But it works. It goes exactly to the spot he wants it to go to. So I'm like, no problem with him. Love it.
Doesn't matter how it looks.
Delo's a good backup.
Delo's a good backup. Get involved in the comments. I see what you mean. I think he had a decent Euros. And I always feel a little bit sorry for Diogo Dalot because he is probably good enough to be a backup.
Yeah.
He's probably, do you know what I mean? And the fact he went to AC Milan, it's not AC Milan of the past, but it shows that he's still holding fairly high regard.
Yeah.
Because, it wasn't like a sort of a lower league team. It was a Serie A team who were one of the biggest in the world, although they're not at the levels he used to be. So, yeah, maybe he has still got a future. We'll have to wait and see. In the sort of double midfield pivot, you're playing a 4-2-3-1. You've gone with Paul Labile, Pogba and Nemanja Matic. Pogba, I mean, that's a debate for the ages. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? What do you make of Matic? Do you think he could play much this season?
I don't get why. I really don't get why. I think we should be going out and buying 2 players similar to a younger Matic.
Yeah.
Now, or definitely one, and then maybe someone who's a little bit more forward thinking, less defensive. But I don't get why Matic is still there and seems to be. He's going to have a role to play next season. I think last season and times the season before, I just didn't really see what he offered.
It's a shame, innit? Because if Nemanja Matic was 28 until he's 29, then he would be perfect for Manchester United, wouldn't it? Because you could have free midfield in Pogba and Bruno. You probably have the best midfield in the league.
Yeah.
If you had a 28-year-old Nemanja Matic.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And I mean, I don't know what he's actually going to be doing this season, but you had them reports, didn't you, about him switching to the 4-3-3 and having just the one holding midfielder. It's Matic, innit?
Yeah.
28-year-old Matic, and like you say, Bruno Pogba.
But not now. And can you trust Bruno? Can you trust Fred or McTominay on their own in that role?
No, that's why we need a new one.
No, I agree with you.
If we're going to win the league, we need that.
It's so weird, isn't it, with buying Varane and Sancho,
Yeah.
and we're still short of winning the league. And I agree with you. I think we are.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating because we've gone we're almost there in terms of a title challenge. Just do the little bit extra. Because otherwise, we're going to be sat here in May going, well, we finished second or third, and we just needed that extra midfield, and we could have had a title challenge. Let's fucking do it. For your front four, you've gone Dan James on the right. Let's start with Daniel James. A much debated player. Some love him. Some think he's not good enough. Where do you sit on this debate?
I loved watching United Twitter the other day, though, after a frigging friendly. Dan James needs to go. Dan James is crap. Mate. Dan James is rubbish. Like, he wasn't performing at the Euros, like, as if that's not more important than a bloody meaningless preseason friendly. God. But Dan James, right, you know what, and maybe I've been convinced by watching him for Wales. I'm not just talking about the Euros here, but before that, because at times for Wales, he looks brilliant. And I mean, like, brilliant at things we didn't know he was brilliant at. Like, they'll play him on the left sometimes. He's whipping in crosses on his left foot, perfect peach crosses.
Oh, mate.
And it's like, I didn't know he could do that. I think he's a good squad player. It's like what I say about Lingard.
Yeah, mate.
If he's happy to play that role, keep him.
I think Dan James, and I've said this a million times, I keep repeating myself, is probably the perfect example of a player who does exactly what you'd expect him to do when you buy him.
Yeah.
What did you think you were getting for 15 million quid?
Exactly.
Ronaldo. Do you think he's going to come in and play every game and score hat-tricks?
He was about to sign for Leeds. Like, you know what I mean? We beat them, what, fucking 10-0? It's like...
You pay 15 million quid for a 21-year-old because he's going to be a squad player for you. Yeah. And he is a squad player who gets goals and assists.
Yeah.
So this idea that, get rid of him, why? When you bought him and he's doing the job you bought him to do.
And maybe in the past, a few years ago, you saw, Lingard in a similar situation, but he was getting overplayed. And it was like, why is he playing so much? He's clearly not quite at that level. And that's why he was getting the stick from the fans. Dan James hasn't played that much. No. And he's still getting loads of stick. I really don't get it.
I don't get it either. It seems like all these players are sort of hot topics. Donny van de Beek, you've got him in the 10. Do you think that's his best role, his best position? I know this isn't like the Premier League and this is that's where we expect to start, but you've put him in there for this one. A lot of people say, oh, can he play in the 6? Can he play in the 8? Do you think he's 10?
I think I like him as an 8.
Yeah.
I like the idea of Donny as an 8. If you're playing the 3 in midfield with your one holding, he's just sort of box-to-box midfielder.
You grafter.
Yeah, you grafter.
But he's got a bit of class on it as well.
Absolutely.
I just need to, you know what, guys? I need to see more of him.
You're right.
I'm not an expert on Donny van de Beek, and I'm not going to pretend I am. I know a lot of people get really hot under the collar when it comes to him, and why isn't he playing? Why isn't he giving him a chance? Or the other side of it, he's not good enough. I don't know. I'm one of the few who wasn't watching Ajax week in, week out when he was there. I saw him in the Champions League about 3 times. He looks all right.
That was literally all I watched before he came United. And he looked good in the Champions League, though. All my knowledge on Donny was them 3 games.
That's it, mate. So I don't want to be too I'll tell you about Donny van de Beek, because I can't. So I want to see him get more opportunities, but he's got to take them.
Yeah.
He has got to take them. Maybe against Everton, I know it's only a friendly, but it's a Premier League team. Maybe if he does bits in there, it gives Ollie something to think about for that opening game.
Also, like, I'm going on about midfielders and all that, and we could potentially need 2 of them.
Yeah.
Donny could step up next season massively. Like, just could come out of nowhere. Players do that. Like,
of course he do.
Luke Shaw. Who saw that coming? Who thought we'd be in this situation with Luke Shaw a couple of years ago? I fucking didn't.
No.
Don't go back on my tweets.
Did you delete any?
I deleted loads.
Did you? Do you know what? I can't remember. I
literally searched radio_Gaz, Luke Shaw, fat. And just deleted it all.
Because obviously they said he's not fat.
No, he's not. No, of course not. And also, just what I say as well about Luke Shaw while we're on this, I can feel like it's cathartic. I'm getting it all out. It's been a while.
Gaz is back.
Right,
It's
Luke
great.
Shaw, right. He's not actually changed his physical appearance, has he? He's just using his thickness to his advantage now. And
This is the thing.
He's got the biggest arse in the Premier League, and I want to see him lift in the Premier League at the end of the season.
Because where Luke Shaw plays, alongside, like down the left-hand side, obviously, is where I used to sit in J stand. And I remember when we bought him, he was that size. Yeah. I remember looking at him going, look at this. He's letting himself go. He's signed for United. It looks like he's just climbed off a building site. But he's rapid. And I thought, you know what? If he's fast, I don't care what size he is.
And
it
he's
doesn't matter.
He's 6'1".
I know, how's that happening?
Mental.
That doesn't seem right, does it?
Mental.
But
That's like people don't believe I'm 6'5".
No.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird. People don't believe I'm 32. Right.
I don't.
Yeah. On the left-hand side, you've got Jesse Lingard. We've already spoken about him, so we don't need to go into it. Finally, how excited are you about Mason Greenwood? Because you've got him leading your line.
I'm not. I don't know if excited's the right word.
All right.
I'm genuinely a little bit nervous.
Curious.
About,
No,
like what I said about Van der Beek there. Greenwood's the more likely one to have his proper explosive season this season, isn't he? But I am still a little bit worried about him. I don't know. I think last season he obviously went through a lot last season, didn't he? And he didn't quite look right all throughout the season. And then he had obviously gutted about England and all that. And I don't know. I just want to see how he hits the ground running this season. I really do.
I think this might be...
There's a lot of pressure on him, isn't it, this year?
I think this might be the season before the season.
Do you think?
Yeah. I think this season might be, and I hope he proves me wrong and you can ram this clip down my throat happily. I think this might be a 10 to 15 goal season. And then next season is the one where you go, wow. I
think what we need to remember as well, is because it feels like he's been around forever, doesn't it? And it feels like he's been like the star boy for like 3 years, 4 years, but... still very young.
Yeah.
Like, no pressure on him this
teenager.
Season. No pressure on him still.
Do you know what I mean?
Season. I feel like people because I feel like maybe Mbappe and players like that have sort of skewed people's focus. But it's what we were saying on our show yesterday. Any player 23 years old and under is still a young player.
Of course he is.
We've got some incredible young players in our team.
It's mad, isn't it? Because you say Mbappe like, he's the one that everyone uses for everything.
Yeah.
Well, look, Mbappe won the World Cup when he's that age. Yeah, but he's an anomaly. Yeah. He's not normal. Yeah. Like, it's not like every player does what Mbappe does.
Didn't Darren Gibson win the league at 20?
Yeah, it's like the G-bomb.
I
used to love the G-bomb. Wasted so many hours tweeting in support of him.
I once had a snowball fight with him in Timperley Village.
What?
Darren
really?
Gibson, yeah.
That's amazing.
I was like 14, on the way back from school. Just saw him in his merch, just like fucking pelting him. Got a good shot on him as well. I know everyone used to say that about him, but he really does have a good shot on him.
Why is that not in your Twitter bio?
I don't know, yeah.
Once had a snowball fight with Darren Gibson in Timperley Village.
Top of my CV, that.
Yeah.
Top of my CV.
From now on, that's how I'm going to introduce you. We'll move on to my predicted 11. I've gone with Tom Eaton in goal.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. I just have. It's like, it's probably going to be David De Gea, but who knows? Maybe Tom Eaton.
Can't wait for this game.
Adam McCall is adamant that Tom Eaton's going to end up being our number one this season. I'm not quite there, but I've gone with him. I've gone with Shaw, Maguire, Lindelof, and Harry Wan-Bissaka. Slightly ambitious, I'm not going to lie. Yeah. The fact that Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw are going to be fit enough to play football now because they've only been in training a week. But my thinking is maybe all he wants to just say for a half, give you 45 minutes, see if you can get ready for the Leeds game. But who knows? Paul Pogba and Nemanja Matic, same as you. My front four, I've gone with Anthony Elanga, who I think could be in the conversation for the Leeds game. I know it's a big call, bro.
Ooh,
I know it is. I was on your radio show the other week talking about this when I think it was James Young who was like, he doesn't want to see him get rushed in. He doesn't want to see him get sort of, burnt out or whatever and overused. But I think for a few games this season, we could see a little bit of Anthony Elanga. He certainly did well so far. He had a quiet game against Leicester, a very good game against Wolves, and in pre-season friendlies he's played in so far, he's been very good. Bruno Fernandes, again, is he ready? I don't know, but I've gone with him in the 10 because I think, again, if he can play, I think Ollie will start getting in his first teamers. On the right-hand side, I've gone with Is that Jesse Lingard? I can't even see. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, memory's great. Memory and eyesight are great. That's what happens to you when you hit 32. And also up front, I've gone with Mason Greenwood. Is that Jesse Lingard? The team I picked, myself, I can't remember. So pretty similar to yours in the sense, attacking wise, like Mason Greenwood leading the line as well. We've spoken enough about that. Let's move on to Everton. You can see there the last 5 meetings, mixed bag. Do you know what sticks out there though, mate?
Which one?
The 3-3 draw. Pains me, that one.
Oh,
the last one.
Yeah, that was a painful one.
That was the nail in the coffin, wasn't it, in the title challenge?
Yeah, that was the day that it. Was this the game that Bruno scored the goal early on?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay.
The goal that everyone forgets about because it's so good, but it ended up in such disappointment.
Yeah, we should have won it as well. We were in such a good position to win that game.
Probably David De Gea's worst game for me for United.
Oh yeah, God, don't remind me of that.
Sorry, mate. He did everything wrong, didn't he?
That was a stinker, wasn't it?
It was like he had 3 things to do, and he got them all wrong, and they got 3 goals out of him.
Terrible.
Yeah, so you can't tell too much from that. It is a Premier League opposition. We've obviously played them loads, but this isn't a Premier League game.
Now, speaking of David De Gea,
yeah,
can I use your platform?
Do it if you want
to shout out.
This is your channel.
Any professional football clubs or non-professional? Stretford Paddock FC could do something like this with me
Go
if
on.
you want. I have a theory.
Go on.
So David De Gea hasn't saved any of his last 40 penalties.
Yeah.
And you see people online like giving it even I could do better than that. I could do better than that. Yeah, but I think I could do better than that.
Right.
I think if you got I can get a Premier League player.
Yeah.
Not even bothered.
Well, we can
take 40 penalties against me, former or current, not bothered. I reckon I'm getting 1 at least.
Do you know what? We're going to make this happen. The Gaz Drinkwater 40 penalties challenge, right? We're going to get...
1?
Yeah. We'll have...
I'm 6'5".
I'll tell you what, we'll get right. Ronaldo Brown was at the Scousers, right? He's at Liverpool as an academy player. He was at Oldham. He's a good player.
Yeah.
Right? He takes penalties. Him against you, yeah?
Yeah.
40 penalties, yeah?
Nah, I reckon
because
I be ambitious.
I know Ronaldo's not a Premier League player, but he's a very good footballer.
Yeah.
So I think we made that happen. You face 40 penalties. Can you save 1?
I mean, I can definitely save 1. I can save 5, I reckon.
Let us know in the comments. Who's your money on, Ronaldo or Gaz?
I didn't think anyone would ever say that. Wow. Okay.
Right. We'll move on to predictions. Go on, Gaz. Hit me with it, brother. What are you predicting for the score?
Who knows?
Don't remember. Keep it in the vein of how seriously we've taken this preview.
4-0. Everton. No. No. Go on. Pre-season friendly. 2 Premier League clubs right before the season's about to start. It could be a few goals. I'm going to go 3-2 United.
3-2 United. I'll go... Yeah, do you know what? I'll go 2-1 United. I think we'll win, but I think there'll be goals. But you never know, because what happens is you can be winning comfortably, and then you change the entire team, don't you? And also, you just don't know Everton. They're such a weird club, Everton.
Also, more important in a pre-season friendly, I just hope that everyone has a good time.
Oh, what a lovely sentiment, Gaz. Such a lovely lad. We've missed him on this channel. Gaz, where can people find you, and tell them where they can get involved in what you do as well?
You can find us on BBC Radio Manchester, 6 p.m, a show called Talking Balls, hosted with Natalie Pike. You can get in touch with the show 0800 218 2255. It's a big show. We have arguments every night. It's like a United versus City show. So if you want to come on, have an argument with a City fan, that's the place to be. Give us a ring in the week.
You do a good job, man. You keep your temper in check. You're very balanced.
I'm very balanced.
You are, mate. You're amazing, me. The guys I know. I don't know what's going on here when he's on the radio, but you're very balanced.
Oh, them BBC courses are extensive, mate. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I want to like, hey? It's always a good shout out. So get involved in that. You don't have to be from Manchester, do you?
No, of course not.
Yeah, no, because I know people might think that, but get involved in that. You know where to find us as well. Gaz, where are you on socials?
Yes, I am. Radio_Gaz.
Radio_Gaz. I'm Jay Motter. You know where to find me. Don't forget as well to hit like, share, and subscribe. And look forward to Gaz versus Ronaldo and then penalties. We're going to make that happen. This has been the Everton preview. And more importantly, the return of Gaz Drinkwater. Thanks for watching.